I didn't report this to the police last night because I wasn't sure of DoorDash's process for like SA, or if this was even reportable to the police in New York State because he was in his home.
He never touched you. He was unconscious. There's no assault. There's no volitional act. He's just laying there with his pecker hanging out. I mean, so what? You know, a penis is not an evil thing.
It's not like he came up to his door with it out, or like his window with it out, or whatever.
That's evil, Oh my God. Oh, wiener. Look at his wiener. Oh my God. Get over yourself. Have you never seen, touched, tasted, or felt a cock? I mean, it's not that big a deal.
Bruce Rivers, he's the criminal lawyer. Who is he? Bruce Rivers, he's the criminal lawyer. And who is he? Bruce Rivers, he's the criminal lawyer. And what he do? And it's gonna react to all the self-snitching.
Hi, this is Bruce Rivers. Welcome to another fun-filled episode of Criminal Lawyer Reacts. How lucky am I to have you guys on the other end of this camera and viewing what I do for a living. Wait, do I do this? No, I'm also a board-certified criminal defense lawyer. So I'm coming to you with an experience and with and today we're reacting to DoorDash Girl, okay? And this kind of ties nicely with a case that I tried this week, and I'll tell you a little bit about that as we dive into this. And I'm coming to you with my pearl handle pistol cufflinks, so graciously gifted to me by our former content genius, Michael Rivers. And, you know, I put a post up, you know, about his passing. It's been a year. You know, it just sucks. It just fucking sucks. I think we have almost 42,000, a little over 40,000 likes and all these comments. You guys are amazing. It really does make a difference, and they do get through. And we all read them, and I just can't reply to them because there's so many. But know that they get through and they're listened to, and, you know, it's like a prayer to me. And I just really appreciate the heartfelt sentiments. So before we get to this DoorDash girl, Olivia Henderson, a viral story of self-snitching, as we got our stuff here, this is brought to you by ackalawyer.com. Ackalawyer.com. Say you're a DoorDash girl and you decide, hey, I think it's a good idea to put this shit on TikTok and make some false claims. I think that would be a great idea. Maybe I should check with ackalawyer.com first. Guess what? For $49, you wouldn't have to go hire a lawyer and get charged with crimes because you already figured it out. If you need a lawyer for whatever reason, or you need some legal advice, go to askalawyer.com. It's actually for $49. You get a living and breathing human being. You know, it's the same people that brought you eForm and eSign. So they, you know, and I use both of those. And so they're good folks. Or if you're doing your own legal research, they have an AI component trained in all the 50 states. So go to askalawyer.com. They're a great loyal sponsor of the channel, and we sponsor them. So askalawyer.com. You know, it's a difficult job when you go from door to door, you know, like you DoorDash or Instacart or even a cop, you know. Olivia Henderson was a 23-year-old DoorDash driver. She was delivering food when she encountered a male customer who was naked, passed out, partially naked anyway, unconscious on his couch due to him being drunk. A lot of us need to lose weight. I need to lose weight. And, you know, late night snacking is probably one way to avoid, if you avoid late night snacking. And if you order DoorDash, you should stay conscious for it. But if you're so fucking drunk that you can't eat your food, don't order it. So that sounds kind of logical, doesn't it? So Olivia proceeded to film the passed out customer and post it to her TikTok, claiming this encounter was a sexual assault. What are you doing, Olivia? The following videos came from Olivia as she posts her assault, tells the story. She's got like 70 million views. And I guess we're going to give her some more views because people are going to say, oh, I got to see this shit, right? You know, if you encounter somebody that's naked and you're a DoorDash driver, shouldn't you try to respect their privacy? And maybe they're dead. You know, maybe they're dead. Maybe they're in a medical situation that, you know, maybe they passed out because they did drugs, or maybe they had a heart condition, or maybe, what are you doing taking advantage of the situation?
That's fucked up.
No, what's fucked up is her posting it. We live in a society where we take advantage of each other too much. She's taking advantage of a situation for her pleasure, for her clout, for her bullshit, right? And she probably made a lot of money off this. Who knows? I don't even know how you make money off of TikTok. Where's our brother's keeper? And I don't really do a whole lot of videos about positive things where somebody does it. And the reason I don't is because I'm a criminal defense lawyer and I talk about crimes. But in all fairness, don't you think we should be our brother's keeper? Why not put a fucking blanket over him and make sure he's breathing and not post that shit on the fucking internet? Or post, I encountered this person today and I'm not going to show you who he is, but this is what happened. I put a blanket on him. He was breathing. I made sure he was okay. But I mean, be your brother's keeper. Take care of one another, not exploit one another. So let's take a look at another one of these stupid clips. And now she claims this is an assault. First of all, what's the definition of an assault? Assault is the immediate apprehension of bodily harm. A sexual assault is the immediate apprehension of an unwanted sexual touching. And it can take a lot of forms. It can take the form of, forcible. That's why you have crim sex 1 all the way to crim sex 5. Crim sex 5 in Minnesota is the least culpable. And then all the way up to like things done with force. So there's a whole wide range. You walk in on a naked person, that is not a sexual assault. But let's just hear what she has to say. And I haven't seen this, so let's see what she has to say.
Here's an update for anybody who's interested. I commented, but my comment's getting buried in my comment section. I reported this to DoorDash over 12 hours ago, and they're supposed to call me back, which is strange because I've reported a couple less serious incidents before, and they called me back within 1 to 2 hours for those reports. So I don't know what's going on there, but I didn't report this to the police last night because I wasn't sure of DoorDash's process for like SA or if this was even reportable to the police in New York State because he was in his home. But after so many people...
He never touched you. He was unconscious. There's no assault. There's no volitional act that he did towards you. He's just laying there with his pecker hanging out. I mean, so what? Here's the other thing. A penis is not an evil thing. It can't just get up and chase you down a hallway. Just because we have one doesn't mean that we're going to use it against you. I mean, give me a break.
People told me to report it to the police. I did. And I called the non-emergency line, and they sent a police officer over to speak to me in person and watch the video that I have.
Was it okay for her to call the cops? I think so. But not because she was sexually assaulted. Because do a welfare check on this guy because he's passed out, and I don't know if he's okay or not. He ordered DoorDash, and now he's passed out on his couch. I put a blanket on him to cover him up. I think there's something might be wrong with him. That would be the brotherly love thing to do.
And then he asked me to email it to him, and he asked me if I want to press charges, like what do I want to come from this? And I said, yeah, if there are charges to press, I would prefer that because I don't want this to happen to somebody else again. And he understood that, the police officer, and then he went back out to his car, and then he came back to me, and he told me, like, this is pretty much verbatim. It's not verbatim, but, like, it's the point that he said. He said he's not sure if there are charges that can be pressed at this point because he was inside of his house, and specifically he said it's not like he came up to his door with it out or, like, his window with it out or whatever. But it's like, come on now.
That's evil, Oh, my God. Oh, wiener. Look at this wiener. Oh, my God. You break. Get over yourself. Have you never seen, touched, tasted, or felt a cock? It's not that big a deal. Pushing you down and forcing it on you, that's a big deal. Or getting you drunk and doing things without your consent, that's a big deal. You coming into an apartment with a passed out dude trying to deliver his DoorDash, here you go. See you later. Run away.
Like, how likely is it that it's cold outside? It's pretty chilly. Your ceiling fan is on. You got all your lights on in your house. You got your front door open, right? You just ordered DoorDash 15 minutes ago. And within 15 minutes of ordering DoorDash and it getting delivered to your front door, you're asleep on the couch with your pants and your underwear to your ankles, your front door wide open, your lights on. It's freezing outside. Like, come on now. That is voyeurism. That is...
No, it's not. Voyeurism is when you peek in somebody's fucking window.
That is exhibitionism.
Could be exhibitionism if he was conscious.
That was something against my own will that I was fulfilling for that man.
Get over yourself.
Oh, and I forgot to say the police officer said he was going over to the residence of that DoorDash customer to speak to him and see what his side of the story is, what he has to say about what was going on with him. And then another major factor that we're not even considering is that man lives in a duplex. In that video, you'll see another door next to his. That's another apartment unit right next to his. That could be a family. Anybody could walk out. See, listen, if I wasn't the target...
It could be another sex offender. I mean, in which case it would be community service. Give me a break.
You still shouldn't be whacking it off, whether you're drunk or under the influence of any substances, with your door wide open regardless, because anybody could walk out and get assaulted from that, seeing what you're doing on...
I did have a case one time. My client, really nice guy, nicest guy you'd ever want to meet, sitting on his steps right in front of his front door, completely naked, manipulating his genitals, cuffing the carrot, boxing the clown, jerking the gherkin. And, people are walking by, and there is something to that. But he was conscious. It was a volitional act. He was a veteran who had PTSD, and he just, for the life of him, couldn't figure out why the hell he was doing that. And we got him a little bit of help, and we took care of it and kept it off his record. But he didn't try to hurt anybody.
Your couch. It could be a child. Anybody could come up on your porch and see that.
Well, a kid's got to learn somehow, right? No, I'm joking.
Anybody walking by on the sidewalk and accidentally getting a glance would be a victim.
A glance. A glance. A glance blow. I have bystander trauma, Your Honor. Give me a break. So, if I see a car accident and I'm a bystander, do I have a claim for negligent infliction of emotional distress because I'm a bystander? I happen to see some. Give me a break. We have a knee-jerk victim mentality in this country that drives me a little bit insane. I'm all for protecting victims' rights. Like the Epstein files. We're going to do a kind of a longer version of that motherfucker. And there's some people that are going to have to answer some questions. Like Bill Clinton was on that plane 26 times, called the Lolita Express. I mean, I thought it was powerful when you saw those 10 women come forward. This was me then, and I was, sexually assaulted back then. Powerful. They should be protected. You walk by and you see some guy with his dick out. I mean, get out of here. It's annoying. I mean, you're not, what are you, scarred for life? Oh, I've been in therapy for 14 years because I accidentally saw half of his balls. Give me a break. Ugh, don't get me started already.
Hey guys, so DoorDash just deactivated me 2 days after.
Great, yay! Who gives a shit? If you're so victimized, you know what true victims do? They don't want to fucking tell anybody. Honestly, they don't want, they feel embarrassed. They feel it's their fault. They feel like, I don't even want to tell my mom. I don't want to, and I have to go in a courtroom and get on a stand and tell everybody this? No. They don't post shit all over TikTok. Give me a break.
Days after I reported my sexual assault. Hey guys, I just lost my job, and they won't tell me why.
Do you have to really figure out why? You posted a video of a customer online. I think that's enough, whether he's got his dick out or not.
They're supposed to send an email immediately after deactivation providing you the reason why and a link to appeal, and they didn't. So I contacted support, and they made me sit on the phone with them for 50 minutes just to tell me that they can't tell me the reason why, and I have to just go ahead and appeal without knowing why. So my chances of getting my account back, they have my money in that account. I was working! I was literally working! And they deactivated me. This is related. They just punished me.
Seems like you're a little unstable. And I don't think I want you delivering shit to my house.
For posting about my sexual assault while DoorDash.
You weren't sexually assaulted. Nobody touched you.
Dashing. They just fired me. And the police are doing nothing. I lost my job. And that was my only way to make money to pay my bills.
Rumor has it she's available. If any guys out there were looking for a date. And she's really good when it comes to debating, lifelong decisions. Give me a fucking break. Okay, she considered suing. What claim would she have? I'm a little fired up too because I'm on the heels of a case that I just won. I just got out of trial. And it was a sexual assault case. So my client worked at Denny's, right? He was an immigrant. And he was from Mexico, been here 17 years, worked all that time at Denny's. The whole time at Denny's as a cook. They loved him there. I had 4 witnesses to come in and say, number one, they saw the video, blah, blah, blah. He comes to court in September. ICE picked him up and put him in ICE custody, so he couldn't have his trial. And they're going to deport him. Wait. You're denying his due process rights. So I called the county attorney, who happened to be a close friend of mine from law school. And I don't do that often. I don't ask for favors, hardly ever. But this time I did. And I asked the prosecutor to get ICE to just get him a writ and bring him into court so he can try the case. So I can hopefully win it and keep him here. And I knew I could win this case. But it was a 15-year-old girl who he knew from a child with family friends, and she worked there as a hostess. She did everything she wasn't supposed to. She was not supposed to be in the freezer because she was underage. She wasn't supposed to be going and doing side work because she was a hostess, not a server, and all these other things she wasn't supposed to do. The cops, when they get the allegation about, a week later or so, they don't go there to get the video. And so the video gets written over about 30 days later. So there's but the district manager saw it. And she said they were in the freezer for maybe 20 to 25 minutes, 20 seconds is about all it was. She goes in first, and he had his hands full when he went in, so he wasn't going in after her. And then she didn't want to, I know I'm litigating this case in front of you, but I was so pumped up to try this case. Long story short, she said he groped her in the freezer, and he had a hard-on and was grinding on her with a full cook's apron on. And I told the jury, I said, look, what she said about him grinding on her, let me just tell you something. First, he had a big apron on. Second, for all you guys out there, when you're in the cold temperature, things don't get bigger. They get smaller. And give me a fucking break. The state put their case in. It was like about an hour and a half, if that. That's how long it took the state to put their 3 witnesses on. I took about the same, maybe 2 hours, to put on 4 witnesses. The jury took less than an hour to find him not guilty. And I'm telling you, it just was BS. It was a BS case, just like this is a BS case, And when you have false allegations like this is not a real case. Was he a little bit negligent in leaving his door open? Yeah, and doing whatever he was doing? He's in his own home, and he's unconscious. Dude, quit drinking. I mean, just as simple as that. But these allegations can affect a guy's life or a woman's life. Look at all these teachers that get accused of sexual assault. And then if you're a true victim, you're not publicizing all this. So she wants clout for this. So here's a more formal statement.
3 days ago, October 12th, 2025, I was a victim of SA by a DoorDash customer while I was doing my job as a DoorDash driver. Excuse me if you've already seen this. This is my 3rd time posting this because TikTok keeps silencing me and taking my videos down and giving me strikes. So if I get one more strike, you guys, I'm just letting you know right now my account is going to be banned.
What will I do with my time?
So I'm going to try to word this as chill as possible to avoid getting this video striked. So on October 12th, 2025, the DoorDash customer requested that their order be left at their front door. When I arrived at their front door was wide open, their lights were on, and they were sleeping on the couch within eyesight of the front door with their pants and underwear pulled down to their ankles, and they were indecently exposed to me. I got this on video, and I'm not even going to be posting the video clip anymore because I'm pretty sure that's what's getting me the strikes.
Did you take a bite of a reasonable pill or something? I mean, of course, you dumb shit.
But yeah, I reported it to DoorDash, and DoorDash did ban the customer. And then 2 days later, DoorDash banned me, which doesn't seem unrelated. I appealed, and they were supposed to respond to my appeal within 7 to 10 business days. They didn't even provide me a reason for my deactivation. They're supposed to send an email. They didn't. So I contacted support, and they told me to continue with my appeal without knowing a reason why. There's an option to select, don't know why I was deactivated, and then you still have to explain yourself. So I did. And within 12 hours afterward...
I watched this show called Snowflake Mountain. Have you seen that on Netflix? And it's about these, self-entitled 20-somethings who just think the world is owed to them. You post a naked picture of a DoorDash customer. Why would you think that you weren't going to get disembarked for that? Honestly, pound your head on the table and tell me, why does my head hurt?
12 hours afterward, they had already denied my appeal. So I'm really never getting my DoorDash account back. DoorDash deactivated me. DoorDash punished me for exposing my assaulter, and TikTok is currently punishing me for exposing my story time. And this is the only justice I'm getting, because I also reported this to the police, and the police are doing nothing.
It's not an assault, you dumb shit.
So what? So what? You're gonna take down my videos and give me strikes and just expect me to be like, oh, I just better shut up. I just better sit here and be quiet. I just better not say anything else. I've lost my job, my only way to pay my bills and make a living. I've also gotten assaulted.
Oh, really? That's your only way? You know, there's thousands and thousands of jobs out there, but none of those are good enough for you? Give me a break.
Assaulted, and the police are doing nothing to help me. So let me just shut up. You know, the videos got taken down. Nobody has to know what happened to me. No. I'm going to keep telling my story. Like, this is the only justice I'm getting, is exposing this man and having posted that video.
All right, compare this to Cassie Ventura. Compare. And how much did you see Cassie put online?
And it has gone viral. Like, now he can live with shame and embarrassment if people have seen it and knows who he is or where he, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm the one being punished.
Know where he is? Should we lock him up? I mean, the guy passed out with his pants at his knees. How do you know somebody else didn't do that to him? How do you know how he got that way? I mean, his door is open. All you had to do was drop the food right there. You didn't have to go in and look at him. I mean, it was simple as that. Give me a break. This gal is just a snowflake, is what she is.
He's not getting in trouble with the police. He didn't lose his job if he has one. Like, what's going on with him? Why am I getting fired? Why are my videos getting taken down, and why am I getting strikes? Like, I'm about to lose my account. I was assaulted. I'm the victim. I lost my job. I'm the victim. Right? Is this making sense to any fucking body?
I think I heard this in an opera one time. Me, 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 me. Me. It's all about me. Hey, enough about me. Let's talk about me. Hey, what are you doing? I don't want to talk about what you're doing. Let's talk about what I'm doing. Hey, what about me? Me, I'll talk. Me, myself. Oh, give me I cannot stand this.
Hey guys, it's been a minute. A whole 24 hours, I know. But I have an update as of October 16th, 2025. But first and foremost, I just want to thank everybody for the overwhelming support and...
Oh, you're a victim. You're a victim. There's a certain level of advocacy that some women find, and some gay guys. Just ask Robert. No, I'm just kidding. Where everybody's a victim. You know, everybody's a victim. If the penis comes anywhere near you, that's sexual assault. Even if you asked for it. Even if you said, hey, let's get married and have a baby, but don't put your penis anywhere near me. There's a certain level of victimhood that people enjoy. This guy was irresponsible, and that's really about the level of his culpability, depending upon what happened to him. You don't even know what happened to him.
Allyship that you've shown me, it's really making me feel so validated and seen and heard, and that's really helping me through this tough time. So I just want to let you guys know.
What is allyship? What is ally? Does she mean allyship? To be my ally or help me out in the alley?
I really appreciate the outpouring of support. So the update is, last night I was made aware, a bunch of people started commenting on my pages that DoorDash made a public statement about me on their TikTok story and on their most recent
As well they should, because you are talking about DoorDash and how bullshit this is. So you're going public, they might as well go public.
Instagram post in the comment section. And I'm not going to speak too much further on details, but what I am going to say is I and the entire rest of the world found out why I lost my job at the exact same time. I didn't find out before you guys. I'm just letting you know this right now. The people that saw their public statements and made me aware that they made those public statements knew why I lost my job before I did. Because I went and I checked my email once I was made aware that they made those public statements.
Who gives a shit? Tell us why did you lose? Tell us why did you lose your job after you posted a video of a naked customer?
Public statements, and they sent me the deactivation email around the same time they released the public statements, like literally within the same hour. So they sent me my deactivation email explaining my reason for being deactivated a whole 24 hours after they deactivated me, and a whole 24 hours after I already submitted my appeal, and about 12 hours after they had already denied my appeal. They finally sent me the email explaining why they fired me. So I and the rest...
What did they say? I mean, you're not going to tell us? I'm not going to go fucking look it up.
fault. We all found out why I lost my job together. That's the update.
I'm a victim. I'm a victim. I'm a victim. I'm a victim. She was arrested on November 10th and arrested and charged with unlawful surveillance in the second degree, which is a felony, and dissemination of unlawful surveillance in the first degree. If convicted, she can look up to 8 years. Well, she's not going to get 8 years. You took a video of an unconscious person who was naked, and then you published it. What did you expect was going to happen? It's an invasion of privacy. It just is. Unbelievable. There's a big debate, over this case. Some say her claims are valid. Others say the man was passed out and didn't know he'd been seen. She never says anywhere that he made a statement to her or asked her to touch his wiener or tried to chase her down the hall with his naked wiener or do anything with his wiener. She doesn't say he was even conscious at any time. If he ordered DoorDash, he was clearly expecting someone to show up. That's true. But he was obviously drunk enough not to know better, and on and on and on. So here's the thing. Yeah, does he have some responsibility? Sure he does. It's mitigated by the fact that he's a drunk. I mean, if in fact he was drunk. Or maybe he was just really tired and he scratched his balls and forgot to pull up his pants. I mean, who knows? She ain't a victim. And her going into his house, taking a video of him, and then publishing it on the internet is a cybercrime if I've never seen one before. You can't just publish stuff about people. You can't. There's a thing, called cyberbullying, and it's usually boyfriend and girlfriend. Girlfriends like to send some racy pictures and stuff. Well, you know what? You fucking bitch. I'm going to post this shit online, blah, 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 blah. You don't do that. You don't do that. If she trusted you to be intimate with you by sending you, a sexy picture or video or whatever, you don't abuse that by putting it online. And, and that's what this gal did here. I mean, they're not boyfriend, girlfriend, obviously, but this guy was vulnerable. How do you know he didn't have some kind of medical thing going on? Or even if he was drunk, you could have just left the food right there. So some media outlets are reporting that the police were able to retrieve the Ring doorbell footage of Olivia opening the door. This is in contradiction. I don't know if that's true or not. So this is in contradiction to her statement that the door was wide open when she arrived. My guess, look at this outrage from this snowflake. My guess is that that's probably the case. She probably knocked on the door. He didn't answer, and then she opened the door. The 23-year-old contacted police and claimed she'd been lured in the house by a man and described the incident as an instance of sexual assault. However, the Ring camera footage taken from the residence reportedly appeared to show Henderson letting herself into the home. Well, that's a whole different kettle of fish now, isn't it? The Ring camera footage taken from the residence reportedly appeared to show Henderson letting herself into the home, and police reportedly stated the man in the home hadn't given her any indication to enter. Wow. I didn't know that. Could something like exposing yourself to a DoorDasher even be considered sexual assault? No. It's indecent exposure. Seems like police know he was drunk versus Olivia saying she was lured. She wasn't lured. Her original video got over 30 million views before she deleted it. How does the virality of this case affect how a judge will see this in court? Could it result in harsher sentencing? I think so. I think the fact that this did go viral and she had 30 million views and then she kept posting about it is an aggravating factor, especially if she lied about it. If the door Ring camera shows her opening the door and she lied about it, that's more of a malicious thing going on there. Could the man sue Olivia for defamation in a civil suit that she has painted him as a rapist? Yeah, oh my God, yes. What are you going to get from her? She's unemployed. But, yeah, you could. You absolutely could. Because let's say the door was closed and she let herself in and he's passed out with his, pants. I mean, it's the human body, for crying out loud. It's not like he's, chasing her around, with lube. I mean, he's not doing anything. He's just passed out. I mean, maybe he had to take a dump and forgot to pull his pants up. Who knows? But he didn't have an erect penis, according to her. I mean, she didn't say he did. If she goes into the home, sees that, and then puts that online That is invasion of privacy. And that's the intentional infliction of emotional distress. I know, I'm distressed just thinking about it. All right, that's all we got for this one, for this Miss Henderson. Miss Henderson, let me just tell you something. Find another job. Because you're not going back to DoorDash. And if I was at DoorDash, I wouldn't have you back there either. Oh, you can't make this shit up. People do the dumbest things. And that's why I have lifelong employment. So we'll see you next time here at Criminal Lawyer Reacts. Make sure you subscribe, like this video and all my videos, and make sure you tap the notification button. We're coming back. You know, our views have been down a little bit. I think it was down for everybody overall. But they're coming back, so make sure you tap the notification so you get notified of our next video. And go to clrbrucerivers.com. We got all kinds of new stuff on there. Nick is putting that stuff together. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook, and just give us some love, and we'll give the love right back to you. And I really, really appreciate it. I can't tell you how the words that you guys say have made a difference in my life. We'll see you next time here on Criminal Lawyer Reacts.
Bruce Rivers just broke down your case. He know all the charges that you about to face. You ain't coming home till 2058. That self-snitching gon' get you put away. Bruce Rivers just broke down your case. He know all the charges that you about to face. You ain't coming home till 2058. That self-snitching gon' get you put away. 23-hour lockdown, please, is that my God?